Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Arctic Zombie here, and these are the 10 Roblox Halloween limiteds that you want to be investing in 2 weeks before or 1 week before Halloween. So the first limited that you want to invest in if you don't have much Robux is the Bat Tie. Now the Bat Tie is usually below 400 Robux, and you can make a bit of profit if you invest in it for under 300 Robux, because it does go up to 500 before Halloween, like maybe a week before Halloween. It does have a high demand during that time. So the next limit that you should invest in is the Ruby Serpent Mummy Mask. Now this is at around 300 Robux right now, and it has a decent demand. Now the demand is not great, but it does do fairly well before Halloween, so it's definitely something to look at if you don't have too much Robux. The next thing to look at is Halloween 2011 Paintball Cap. Now this probably does the best out of all of them, because it does have the best looks, I guess, and has a pretty good demand even if it's not Halloween. So if your investment does fail and it doesn't rise before Halloween, then you can always just wait until like the summer or something, because people still really like this during the summer and springtime. As you can see here, using the bar graphs, the bars down here, for the demand, you can see that it's actually pretty high, even though even if it's not Halloween. So the demand is actually much higher in the summertime than during like the month that right now, so September. So around summer is where you can also have a second chance at making profit. So not only Halloween, but you also get a second chance in the summertime. So yeah, something that's pretty good. The next thing is the Halloween Baseball Cap 2014, and this limited does fairly well, and it has a decent demand during the summertime, but overall it doesn't do too well. It usually just either just stays the same below 300 Robux. So right now it's rising to around 500 Robux. So if you do see it drop below 300 Robux, go ahead and snipe that limited and you can make a bit of profit. And the next limited to invest in is the Boo Visor. Now the Boo Visor right now is at around 800 Robux, and this limited also does very well, not only before Halloween or during Halloween, I guess, but also during the summertime and spring and winter. It does fairly well. So yeah, right now 800 Robux, that's a decent price to buy it at, and I would probably invest in it right now if I felt like doing it. But yeah, you can make a ton of profit, because this is probably going to rise to around 1,500 Robux, I'm estimating. And the next limited that you should look out for is the Halloween Harbinger, or Harbinger, and this does decent. It's right now it's a bit overpriced, so I'd wait a bit for this limited. The next limited that you should definitely go ahead and buy if you have enough Robux is the Sinister P. So if you do see it go below 1,400 Robux, that's a good price to buy it at, because it does rise over 2,100 Robux. So it's a decent price to buy this at, and it has a decent demand. And even if it's not near Halloween, it has a decent demand, but the wrap does tend to drop. But yeah, the next limited that's very, very good to invest in is the Sinister Branches. Of course, most of you guys probably know this. The Sinister Branches is a very good limited to invest in, because it has a huge demand and actually has a pretty decent value too. It's around like 2,500 Robux is its value. So even if it doesn't rise, you're still getting a pretty good valued and high demand limited. So around 2,000 Robux is when I would invest in it. As you can see here, in this line graph, you can see that it does drop below 1,800 Robux. So if you ever do see it drop below 2,000 and under, like, that's already a very good deal. So just go ahead and snipe that if you ever do see it. Now the next limited is the Halloween formal top hat, and this looks decent. It doesn't do well during the summertime and spring and winter time, but during Halloween, or a week before Halloween I should say, it does fairly well, and it rises to around 2,000 Robux or 2,500 Robux. So right now it's probably not going to rise more than it is at right now. So if you ever do see it go below 1,500 Robux, it would be a decent investment, but I probably wouldn't recommend it, because you could probably get the Sinister P, which is a much better investment than the Halloween formal top hat. And the last limited that you should invest in is the Riddling Skull. So the Riddling Skull, as you can see here on this line graph, it is projected. As you can see here, the wrap is actually 3,000 Robux, but as you can see here, it's actually at around 1,000 Robux or 800 Robux, around there. So if you ever do see it go below 800 or 700 Robux, I'd say that would be a good investment. But if you do see it go over 1,000, that's where you should not buy it, because it's not profitable at that point, and it won't rise after that point. But this limited does look decent, and if you do wear it with another hat that has fire particles, then it does look pretty cool, and it looks like a Ghost Rider or something, and people really like that for a Halloween accessory. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you learned something from this video, and hopefully you can manage to snipe and invest and get some profit off of these limiteds. A link to all of these limiteds will be in the description below, and if you subscribe, then make sure to click that notification bell so that you can get new updates and new limited leaks and all that about Roblox limiteds. So I'll see you guys next time, and peace.